little bit about Top Chops. They're high in protein and low in fat. It's beef jerky is naturally sweetened for tender chew and delicious flavor. Um, Made from 100% all natural ingredients, Top Chops jerky provides a clean, quality protein that energizes athletes and snackers alike.
You already
And
opened this one up.
I already opened one. I can't say what my favorite is yet because this is new.
So you only tried the teriyaki.
I only tried the teriyaki, and
the teriyaki good though. Teriyaki's fire.
The
Teriyaki's one of my favorites.
And beyond that, it's not. And it says their tagline is exceptionally tender, and I stamp that because a lot of beef jerky you'll be chewing it's like hard, like it just like it's like too aged, it's too smoked or dehydrated or whatever you call it, and this actually tastes like something that was like just cooked, like just made. You know what I'm saying?
It's very very good beef jerky, 100%.
Yo, what's good?
What up? We back.
Man, oh man.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man.
A little minute.
It's been a long time. As y'all can see, we're in some utopian city right now.
You see the portal?
It's flipped now. I had to move. I had to swap us around. So now the portal's that way. It don't work like it used to. But anyway, yeah, man, we back.
Yeah, we
back.
I'm your boy Jay all day, no days off.
It's your boy Dallas the President, man. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know what episode this is. I think this is episode
18 and a half.
18 and a half. We'll go with that. 18 and a half, man. But yeah, it's been a minute, man. We've been busy.
I had the plague.
You've been sick as fuck.
I still have it.
You still have it. He's not, the contagion part's over though.
Yeah, I don't think I got cooties anymore, but this is the aftermath. Like I don't sound like butter on a biscuit right now.
Hey man, you should have heard him. You should have heard him yesterday.
Crazy.
The day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. This nigga's been fucked up for a minute. Yeah, he's been down for a minute, but it's good it feels good to be back, man. We've had
yeah, it's been a minute, man.
Oh, that's me.
Oh.
That's me.
Yeah, we here. It's working.
It's working, right? I had to check and make sure we was up and running. But yeah, so we've had a lot happen. A lot of news has happened since the last we've been here.
George Foreman, all that crazy shit, man.
George Foreman passed away. A lot of hip hop.
Wild fucking
hip hop drama.
Revelations.
Mad hip hop drama. But we're gonna cover a lot of that. Obviously there's a ton of political news to cover as well. I think this episode here we're gonna have more of a conversational episode, and just kind of really dig into some of the top news stories, Pauls, that have happened.
Back in red chairs, man.
Yeah, the red chairs are back. You know what I'm saying?
I look at you, look over my face goes on the screen.
I know. That's because I had to move some shit around.
That's hilarious, yo.
It's the way the backdrop did its thing, but we still here.
This is the marvels of modern technology.
Nah, just we gotta do like this. When I want to talk to you, yeah, exactly. See, we gotta look that way.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Anytime I reference you, I gotta look at Eden over here on the chair. But nah, we got a good episode lined up for y'all. We're gonna cover a lot. And yeah, I think we're gonna jump into a very early break. We're gonna play some music.
We gotta actually line up. We gotta line up a couple things for the next segment for you guys. But yeah, I mean, just so you know, we back.
We are back.
We're definitely back. I mean, it's the back end of season 2, just so that we're clear. And season 3 is about to start getting worked on too, so be ready for that.
Yeah, so we'll be back. We're about to take a quick break, but in the meantime,
break.
Check out this video, Oscuro, by your boy Brody Soprano. We'll be right back.
Oscuro, Doctor.
Tenlo por seguro, ella le gusta agarrarse la teta cuando ella mueve ese culo. Esta noche le doy duro cuando fumo un puro, ese toto un tsunami lo juro. Cuando la pego del muro, baby, no hay apuro, tu pussy ya tiene un conjuro. Cuando singamos lo oscuro, esto todo lo torturo, conmigo tú tienes un futuro. Cuando singamos lo oscuro, esto todo lo torturo. 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 Cuando te lo metas, sé que ese tótico es tuyo, pero a mí me gusta cuando me lo empresta. Esa puta no habla mucho porque del corito ella es la más discreta. Tiene un cuerpo muy brutal, ella singa fatal cuando se pone fresca. La shorty se pone coqueta, cuando ella escucha te toco, Sé que tú eres freaky, los panties que tienen tan leaky, morenita como Kiki, en la cartera tiene el blicky. Pregúntale a Titi, las putas que tengo son freaky, la falda mini cero Mickey, en el culo le meto el miñiqui. Vamos a echar un quickie, no me dejo un hickey, el toto te sticky, le voy a dar el stiffy, piercing por la teta, ese culo se respeta, le escupo la boca, por perra le doy su galleta. Cuando sengamos los cure, todo lo 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 torturo.
Claro, cállame el tejido de una vez. Me equivoqué de marque.
No, se me van de aquí, on my mother.
¿Qué significa eso? Que tú estás a la moda, bro. Había ahí, compadre.
Yo, we back.
Yo, we back in the building. It's your boy Jay all day, no days off.
It's your boy Dallas President, man. It's Beyond the Mic Live.
Episode 18 and the third, you heard?
18 and the third is hilarious. But yeah, man, that was Brody Soprano with, what was it, Oscuro?
Oscuro, dog.
Yeah, I know that's one of his...
Shout out to the Brody Soprano too, you know?
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let's jump right into it. We got a lot of news to cover today.
Yeah, man, Yella Beezy's in some shit, man.
Yella Beezy's in some shit. And we going to, I know usually we have more like daily news for you all watching, but being that we're a little behind, we feel like there was a lot of big news stories that happened over the last week and a half that we definitely wanted to touch on. So we will do that. And starting with, this
whole Yella
Beezy situation.
Mode 3 shit is crazy.
So now you I feel like know a little bit more about this story. You followed it a bit more closely because you be on those.
I like to study these YNs.
You study the YNs. He's a YN aficionado. But for those who don't know, Yella Beezy, he's a hip hop artist from
Texas.
Dallas, I believe. No relation. His real name is Marquise Conway, and he was recently arrested and charged with capital murder in the connection with the 2020 death of fellow Dallas rapper Mo 3. So if y'all remember anything about that story, Mo 3 was a rapper that was gunned down in broad daylight on the highway, and were they in Texas?
Yeah,
they were in Texas. Yeah, so they ran down on him while he was driving on the highway. He got out the car, tried to go to the other side of the car and get his what they assume is him trying to retrieve a weapon out of his glove box to try to defend himself, but unfortunately he had to go to plan B, which was to take flight because they was running down on him. And they ended up catching up with him and gunning him down right on the side of the highway, man.
That was a crazy situation, man. Like, and we put together a little a clip just to like bring people up to speed on the whole joint. Shout out to Trap Lord Ross, man. If y'all ain't following Trap Lord Ross, everyone knows who Trap Lord Ross is, man. So just,
I ain't gonna hold you. You put me on. I never heard of him before you said anything.
In my eyes, he like little hip hop Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? That's what he look like. But I think he just does the most like thorough, deep dives into all of these artists' pose. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, but we'll get into that as we cover some of these other stories today. But these so-called journalists and YouTube, what are they? Podcasters or whatever are. I guess the question is, do you consider them? I don't want to say informants because I know they're not hired by or so we believe.
Well, you talk about all the shit they be saying about
just the fact that they
say Adam 22 or whatever with the whole brick baby.
Well, we'll get into that later. So let's play this video and then we'll talk deeper.
Yeah, we'll bring everybody up to speed, man. Like I said, man, the clip is courtesy of Trap Lord Ross, man.
It would appear that Mo3 simply did not have enough time to retrieve his weapon, so he changed his course, instead attempting to make a run for it, sprinting south on the active highway. But unfortunately, Mo3 would not escape his shooters, ultimately being shot 9 times and being left for dead in the middle of the highway as the assassins fled in that same Camaro. And to make this incident even more shocking, Mo3's body would be left in the middle of the highway for a considerable amount of time before the authorities arrived. Freddie would apparently post tributes to several of his own dead friends immediately after Mo3's death, before going on to claim that it would be time for him to pop a bottle and celebrate what had just happened.
For the pop some bottle. It's bottle popping time. Half party time. Butt naked time.
But Freddie wasn't the only person active on social media following Mo3's untimely demise. Yella Beezy would go live on Instagram with the comments flooded with people suggesting that Beezy was responsible for Mo3's killing.
Like,
but naturally, Beezy would play dumb to the whole thing.
Why are you
What? Yeah, got them easy. Smoke right out the jar. They don't want to say less.
And finally, we get to Go Yayo, who would also mock Mo3, responding to a post on Facebook saying they wish it was Go Yayo getting shot instead, with Go Yayo clapping back saying that he's going to live forever, #MurderGang, that reports of retaliatory incidents followed his killing, with it being suggested by some outlets that as many as 8 people had died in the wake of Mo3's assassination.
It is a map that marks the madness of murder and mayhem. Over a 48-hour period, 6 identified Dallas locations, 8 people dead. But this afternoon, DPD Chief Renee Hall called it an alarming increase in the city's homicide rate and described why.
In truth, I'll tell you, like many other cities, we are in the midst of a perfect storm of events, fueled by anger, irresponsibility, the trials of a pandemic, and most of all, people using guns and violence to solve their problems.
Chief Hall confirming today the brazen murder of rapper Mo3 on the Dallas freeway last week has set off a series of violent shootings now being investigated by the Dallas Police Department and the FBI.
Since his death, we've had some other shootings and other violence that has been or appears to be loosely related to his death.
It's crazy.
So yeah, man.
Yo, a lot of people lost their lives behind this. There was that comedian Roy Lee. This is kind of where when it was kind of up. You know, Roy Lee was Mo3's friend, and he apparently they got into a back and forth. The Roy Lee cat and the Yella Beezy dude, and shortly after that, Roy Lee was shot. Initially, he survived it, but he ended up getting blood clots, and he ended up dying because of the blood clots. So, it ended up, the shooting killed him still, but, it was after, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what charge it would be or whatever if they, But, and that's when it was up, man. And, a lot of bodies dropped in this situation right here, man. So rest in peace to everybody who lost their life.
And so what are they saying now? They're saying that...
So now what they're saying is that, his arrest follows a grand jury indictment accusing him of orchestrating the murder for, financial remuneration. So, he put the same kind of situation that Lil Durk is in, basically hitman for hire type thing. So he put the money on him, you know what I mean? So he's currently being held on a $2 million bond, bro. This case has drawn significant attention given Beezy's prominence in the music industry and all of his, previous legal troubles. He got into a couple, he had a couple problems before this as well. So, the feud between Beezy and Mo3 was rooted in their shared origins in Dallas. Basically, I'm the king of this town type of shit.
Right.
So, both the artists, they had diss tracks and heated exchanges on social media. Fans speculated that Mo3's growing prominence and outspoken nature may have intensified the tension. You know what I mean? Because Mo3, he was a wild cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Yella Beezy's 2018 shooting, Mo3 had referenced it in one of his songs, and Yella Beezy reportedly dismissed his impact on the Dallas music scene. So the rivalry took that tragic turn, with Mo's murder in 2020. And now that's what they charging Yella Beezy with. The details of their beef remain complex, blending professional competition with personal animosity. And it's a stark reminder of how rivalries in the music industry can escalate beyond the art itself. So, you know, this is,
and that's where the conversation goes.
We tell over and over and over again, though. You know, like we all these killing themselves, or they're killing someone, and then they're rapping about killing that person, and then they're like, "Yo, you can't use my music against me." You know what I'm saying? This is
I'm in
bizarro world. You know what I mean? Yo, you want to hit this?
I gotta reach this way.
All right, cool. I'll keep it. It's cool.
That's mad funny. Here, look. So I gotta actually do like this.
Look, this is so wild.
Actually do like this.
This is so
and then
wild.
pass the button to myself.
Oh my god.
That's
yeah,
funny.
so man.
That's funny.
Nah, like talking about this shit, we need to share that. But like, so yeah, they charged them, you know, and you know, you saw the videos, bro. Everybody was all popping bottles and they partying and shit, having a good time.
And that's the thing. I feel like, you know, we're just so...
We've devolved so...
That's what I'm about to say. It's like the fact that you would celebrate. Because I remember there was a time where it's like, you look back at the mob, they'll kill a son and send his mom some flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay for the food. You know what I'm saying? This is how it had to be. You know what I'm saying?
Go on the Instagram and be like, yo, you know that was me, right? Yo, I had
even if they had nothing to do with it. Yeah, just for clout. Just for clout. And that's the thing, you know, back in the day, it used to be, you know, oh, like, just keep it on wax, keep it on wax. But none of this shit, the keep it on wax, it had to start on wax. A lot of these beefs are starting for no like outside of music. You know what I'm saying? It's these dudes. It's just like when you kind of say, like, you see a young dude go to the league and then he fuck it up by doing something stupid. Like, oh, why was you smoking? Why was you doing that? It's like, because you just can't erase it. You can take a person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out that person.
What was his name? Let me cook. He got drafted or whatever. He started hanging out with like Dipset and shit. He just ruined his whole
Even when you look at like Sha'Carri Richardson with the track where she got kicked out the Olympics for smoking bud, they had to make all them excuses for why she was supposedly smoking. Oh, I was stressed out, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you just smoke weed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, what the hell? It's legal almost everywhere. Well, for now.
But my point being is like, you know, these dudes are like, we're expecting them as civilians watching, or as consumers watching, we expected them to like, oh, you stupid, you getting all this money. But it's like, these problems don't stem from this money. This shit runs way deeper into the culture.
Street shit. That's why, like, honestly, if people want to be brought up to speed on this whole scenario, and so you can understand why they charging Beezy or whatever, I really suggest you guys, you know, go to Trap Lord Ross's page, and it's literally almost a 3-hour documentary on this whole situation. And then, you know, you'll be more informed, and then you could draw better conclusions. Because I know sometimes, you know, you don't get the full story on these little clips on the internet and shit. So,
and to that point, like, do you feel like, because I think even Adam 22 said that his crib got raided not raided, but the feds came to his crib asking him questions about the Big U situation, which we'll also get into here shortly. But it's like, do you feel like
it's gonna be this? We're basically gonna tell the same story with different names.
Yeah, because here's my thing. My thing is, at what point are they using their platform for views detrimental to the artists that they bring on there? Because you look at Loose Cannon, right? And you look at him, the way he was talking, a lot of it, most of what he said was in response to questions that were asked. Now I'm not saying
like they're kind of leading.
It's like you ask a bunch of leading questions.
But again, the nigga could ask, and
it's up to you to answer it. It's up to you to answer it.
Yeah, interviewer could ask any fucking question he wants, because he's gonna ask the questions that he thinks the people want answers to, right? It's how you answer those questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, and then sometimes, I'll add this. Sometimes no comment is more of a comment than making a comment.
Than not saying anything, right.
But that's also your best course of action.
But then at the same time, you gotta understand, like, none of these artists are going into these interviews.
Next question.
None of these artists are going into these interviews lost on what they there to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you Jamie Foxx promoting the movie, you know that you expect 90% of the questions to be about the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're an artist who's in the street going on these podcasts who are known to delve into the street side of
or you're just known for having beef, or TMZ.
You know what I'm saying? So
and beef with somebody.
So it's like my thing is like, are all of them working for this fucking CIA? Because like y'all look stupid as hell. Because we come up from an era where it's like, yo, I don't know what you talking about.
No, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
goes to the self snitching. Like, you know, you don't think that the boys is looking at these guys' lives and shit like.
Of course they are.
Cases off of this shit that they're doing on these videos.
But when you see, that's one thing. It's one thing for me to be talking.
To blame the interviewer for being a snitch.
But it's one thing for me to be talking to my homie through social media or interacting with my followers through a story. It's a whole nother thing when I'm on a show and why are we even talking about stuff that can be perceived as actual crimes? These niggas ain't smart. They not looking at statutes or limitations. They don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? They not even, at least 6ix9ine was smart enough to like, I think a few of his appearances, he came with an attorney. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he knew, you know what I mean? Like he knew it was say what you want. So what is all these niggas? Well, they all rats too. If Loose Cannon gonna sit up there and talk about crimes that happen,
that's definitely dry snitching. Well,
nah, that's not even ratting. That's more than dry snitching. That's what I'm saying. That to me, we could argue that point till the cows come home. Like my man's he fucking 6ix9ine just chopped his fucking ankle monitor off yesterday. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Did his time. Still, even after all the snitching and shit allegations, that nigga been locked down and fucked up for a minute off of that shit. Not as much as Shotty, obviously, who's in jail for a long while longer. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like we can't let these other dudes off the hook for sitting on these podcasts, or these podcasters for sitting up there and asking these like,
you know,
like for views though, but
for clout
at the detriment of what? Our community.
These kids are getting killed for clout, and they're going to jail for clout, and they're getting picked up on RICO for clout.
To just sit up there and you just sitting up there saying what I did, when, who did what, why I responded the way I did. It's like, yo,
and like
this
some
is
charges
nuts.
Don't ever go away.
Nah, because there's no statute of limitations on murder, right? I'm pretty sure.
Things involved. No, that's why I said that. Things involved with that should probably not be, you know, open conversation on like the internet, like on a fucking interview. You know, that's why when they say, yo, so you think you blah, 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 involved with yada, yada, yada. Nah, bro, I'm here to promote my album. That's not what I'm here to talk about, man. I don't want to promote any of that negativity, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
And then move on, right? But nah, they like, yeah, you know, whatever. But then they start, you know, making little stupid shit, making fucking comments and slick shit to imply, right, that yo, yeah, whatever, you know, or if you know, or whatever.
Right.
Whatever. And they think that shit is like, or that, you know, I'm smoking yada yada in a pack. Like, they're killing themselves. So
right.
like, I think that these podcasts that interview these artists and they ask them these questions, they definitely leading, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the artist that's being interviewed doesn't have to take that bait either, you know?
Right.
But I do agree with you. They do play a role in it because they're asking those questions. But those are questions that people are literally asking, right?
Now, I think it would be different if these podcasters sold themselves or gave themselves more credit as journalists.
Yeah.
As opposed to just sitting up there, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you actually doing it from a journalistic standpoint, which I do feel like Trap Lord Ross or some of these other guys, they do go at it. Like, what's the one where a lot of like
Ross be on like the History Channel and shit like that?
What was the one with the jump that Jaguar Wright would talk on all the time, and Keefe D was on there a bunch. I can't remember the name of the
I
shit.
Forgot, but Jaguar Wright was also interviewed by fucking Piers Morgan, bro.
But what I'm saying is like they're interviewing. It was more of a exploratory kind of conversation where you knew you were there to talk about certain shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those were people who were against in a lot of cases. Like I would say Jaguar Wright was a more positive guest in that she was there to speak out against some of the wrongdoings that were happening, right? Where you see it on No Jumper.
Kind of like whistleblower.
Right, but when you look at like No Jumper and all that, it's more like they're going on there to kind of just perpetuate more of that shit. You know, people go up there wanting to fight Adam's wife being a hoe, like all, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like all of it is just like, it's just for the culture, it's like, what is it doing to it?
Nothing.
It's not doing nothing for it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do have reputable shows, like you look at like, I don't know, what would you consider a reputable show these days? Like, I don't know, let's say like the Breakfast Club. You can't get them to be serious for more than like half a second. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I believe that, like, you know, like with like a Charlemagne or whatever. You know, I think that he's an intelligent man. He's not as ignorant as he portrays himself to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he misses a lot of opportunities where he could uplift his people. You know what I'm saying? Or give sound advice as opposed to like trying to make it dramatic or say some dumb shit just to get, you know, 1 million views on or whatever, you know, like.
And I will say he's calmed down, but I also feel like, you know, not to turn this into a conversation about the Breakfast Club, but I just don't feel like there's no depth to the conversations that they have on that show, especially Envy. Envy don't ever seem like he give a fuck about what's going on. I don't know why for 1,000 years, like he don't even care.
He's like, nah, whatever, let's just finish this shit. I want to get back in my Ferrari.
But anyway, like keeping it on the subject with this hip hop beef and everything, I want to jump to this next story, man, about Sauce Walka and Say So P.
For those, like I said, right, we're about to tell the same story.
Same story over and over. But you know, the shooting of in Memphis on March 22nd involved rapper Sauce Walka and Say So P, whose real names is Latorian Hunt, was fatally shot outside of a Western hotel near the FedEx Forum. Sauce Walka, born Albert Walker Mondone, sustained a gunshot wound to the leg but survived. But the same couldn't be said for Say So P, who was killed and declared dead on the scene, I believe.
Yeah, they
and it says the police have described the incident as a targeted and not random event, and surveillance footage revealed that 3 gunmen exited a white sedan and opened fire on the 2 rappers before fleeing the scene.
They wasn't playing.
The suspects and the victims were reportedly known to each other, and Say So P was a rising artist signed with Sauce Walka's record label, Sauce Familia.
He was alright though. The Say So P joint, the Say So P kid, I heard a joint from him. It almost sounded like his voice sounds like he had chopped and screwed record. It sounded, you know,
right,
like he was a chopped and screwed record, but like, you know, he wasn't rapping slow, but he sounded like that sound. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And he was alright, and you know, everyone knows Sauce Walka. He's a beast with it. And,
he a character too.
Yeah, he's funny dude.
But yeah, so they were
really targeted, man. They ran down on him, bro.
Yeah, they said they were in Memphis for an appearance at a local club, and his mother has publicly refuted rumors that her son owed money to someone and that this was like a hit based on some money owed. And as of today, authorities have identified Jaden Dandridge, 21, as a suspect.
Damn, that nigga got a name. He sounded like a name that was born with a silver spoon.
He faces charges including first-degree murder, attempted murder, and auto theft. And that's because the car that they were in was a scat pack that was stolen. Yeah, and then they said a $6,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to the arrest. And if you're wondering how they caught that dude, cameras, obviously.
Yeah,
they tracked him down. From the screenshots and video I saw, the other dude that was with him had on a shiesty. Smarter of the two, given the crime that was taking place. But you know,
the smartest nigga in a room full of dumb niggas.
Right. So they're looking for this dude. He's obviously on the run. He's gonna be caught. I mean, once your face is out there on the shit, it's over.
This is like the same scenario with the Dolph. The kids, they did that work, and then they used the same car in the music video, and yada, and then they had literally, and even like they had pictures of the car, leave O Block, make his way to, and the Gold Coast or whatever it's called, and that's far. That's like driving to downtown to go shopping, like the Money District, Diamond District or whatever.
Right.
And they literally have the freaking journey from O Block to there. Then they have them shooting the Bama. They have them getting back in the car, going back, and then again, one of the Bamas from there, I want to say the young kid, maybe Muwap or one of them, he does he's getting interviewed, and the car that they slid with is in the freaking video. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was only a matter of time before they all got laid down. You know what I'm saying? One of the Bamas in that situation just was like, man, he unalived himself because he knew it was over. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So yeah, but like, this is crazy, and they said that yeah, I mean, the mom probably, who knows, the mom may not know his whole street life or whatever.
Yeah, that's always the case.
But the word was that that he was, they told him he wasn't allowed to come back to Memphis, you know what I'm saying?
Because
and so he pulled up with Sauce and was like, yo, that better, like, he was
because I saw the video, he had the videos with the money wall and all that.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and then he got caught lacking, similar to what happened with Pop Smoke, R.I.P. the young boy.
Just your location.
Yeah, no, he did a video, and in the video, it's, you know, he's like, yo, I got Sauce with me or whatever, and Sauce go like this, and when he go like this, behind him, you can see the Westin, and then boom, it was up from there. It was over. Now they got the low, and that's how that happened. You know, it's a terrible situation because this is a young man. You know what I'm saying,
and it's like, what's perpetuating this, right? You see the dude who did it was just 21 years old. That's a kid. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like, now I can't say what he's done and been through, whatever. But on paper, 21, you just becoming an adult. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you look at some of the things that preceded this, when you look at Dolph, when you look at the situation with
Beezy M03, like
what's the Chicago dude, Lil Durk. When you look, you wonder if all of this that you see subsequently is just them following a fad, thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way you can have all this money. And now obviously the people who did it don't, but the people who did it are still in the street to where they're still connected to where somebody would want to, you know what I'm saying, come out and move on them. And let's say he did owe that dude money. If you got the money, pay your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my point being, my point being is like, are these younger cats? Are these younger cats just seeing this shit on TMZ and just looking at it as like, oh, I could top that? Because when you look at the video,
they're seeing these things unfold on their social feeds,
right?
And it's like
they're living through social media. They're living through their social media. They're not living in real life. Yeah. Like even when you like the dude who wasn't arrested but was in the car throwing mad innuendo after Mo3 got killed. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you even want to? It used to be like, yo, if something happened, you lay low. Like, yo, we not even everybody inside. You know what I'm saying? Shit, the streets are hot right now. Everybody lay low. Then you go straight inside and get on the computer and then start singing and talking about everything. Like, it just don't make no sense.
People think that they could order this type of work to get done. Like in the let's say in like the Little Durk scenario. Obviously wasn't in California when that work got put in, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean that he didn't facilitate it. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's like a different charge for it. You know what I'm saying? Like that they add to it or whatever. Because every time one of these situations happens and the person that's supposed to have been involved with it, he's like, oh, yo, I'm over here in Miami. If the hit happened on someone or another, I'm in Miami chilling. I'm with my family. They make sure that they're nowhere around that, right? But that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like I said, bro, it's almost like, it's like that movie with Bill Murray, Groundhog's Day.
The same shit happened over and over again. It's literally
the same shit, bro, every day over and over again. Like I said, King, we could just go through it. We could do it for like an hour just saying names.
And all the stories are the same. It's some beef shit. Somebody said something. Somebody was the top, and they thought they was the top. Like, it's just all the same stupid shit.
Like, yo, the next one we're gonna talk about with that other situation with the Adam 22 and shit like that, and Brick and all them niggas. Like, it's the same story again. Just different names and faces, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I was...
No one learns from any of these people's mistakes, right? You're supposed to learn. When I was younger, you first of all, you had the OGs, and you kind of watch them niggas, and you just learn from their mistakes, so to speak, right? Nobody's learning from no mistakes here. I'm not condoning any of this. I'm just saying that they're not smart about doing any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. It's all terrible that they're doing it,
man,
but they're doing it so
I got secrets from 2002. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, we're not going on TV and talking about, you know what I'm saying, nothing that happened.
You can't get me to talk about certain shit.
About nothing.
Like,
about nothing.
I don't understand.
I don't get why they keep doing it. Now, I'm not mad at the show, the podcasters in the sense of, like, have your show, you know what I'm saying? Like, do what you do. But for the people going on there, it's like, shut up. Look at Keefy D. Keefy D spent 15 days. He spent 10 years talking himself in the jail, like admitting it. I was there. I was in the car. I didn't do it. Blah blah blah. Like he literally
was scared to do it. So, but like, shut the fuck
like,
up.
what are you saying, bro?
No one care about nothing you talking about.
Like, why are you even doing that? And why did it take so long to get locked up for this shit? But anyway, man, I think we are gonna skip over.
But even bro, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But it even goes a little further than that, right? Because with the whole OJ shit, right? He made all that. He wrote that book about, yo, if I did it, why would he do that, right? Just because he know. Just
your conscience.
It's like clout. No, that shit is like clout. He wrote that book because he knew that it would sell. You know, like based on the situation, and the situation is him unaliving his lady and another dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he writes a book. If I
did it, this is how.
You know, rest in peace to the man. But like when he got popped for the joint, him trying to get back his memorabilia, I was like, yo, that's
karma.
The universe throwing that shit back at you, my nigga. You know, like, and he got out of that situation. He did his little bit. He came home, and then he died like of natural causes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Do you know what's crazy? Quiet as kept. Bill Cosby is still
147 years
chilling.
old.
They got out of jail. He chilling somewhere.
You know
just hide it. That nigga hide it. I be forgetting. I be like, yo, that nigga still alive.
Bro, that shit.
It saves him. But anyway, man, we about to jump into a break. We're actually gonna go into a.
We got another video.
We gonna play another.
I keep
video,
looking this way because my neck hurts. My bad, bro.
Nah. Let me see. I don't even know what we about to play. Who we about to play? Let me go find some.
This format's a little cooler, but I feel like this is how we did it before. Pause.
Nah, yeah, this format's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
I like being back in the red chairs.
We gonna run this junk by Versatile, man. Check this song out. We'll be back, man.
Shout out to the Brody, man. Make sure you guys keep it locked. We're gonna be back in a minute. It's your boy Jay all day, no days off.
It's your boy Dallas the President, man. It's Beyond the Mic Live.
Beyond the Mic Live, episode 18 and a third. You heard?
Be right back.
Young T. Versa. Cat. Yeah, let this shit rock. Ooh. Heard the competition think they better than me, smart and way more clever than me. Haters thought that I would never succeed. Velveeta got my cheddar to squeeze. Hoes wetter like they came from the sea. Wrote my wrongs and sent the letter to me. I owe it to myself, indebted to me. Swipe it all and give the credit to me. It's versatile, yeah, the letter is V. Hey, you know I'm in the 7 cities. Street is cold like 11 degrees. Cops will pull a gun and tell you to freeze. So blessed that it came with a sneeze. Making hits just like I'm David Ortiz. About to blow like it came with a breeze. Don't get the picture, I can paint it with ease. Woo. Swear I'm too blessed, thought it came with a sneeze. Gratuity, yeah, my flow come with fees. Take it all, I ain't gotta say please. Hate and envy is a common disease. I put that shit on like it came with some fleas. Life is Gucci, but I stay with some G's. I got a lot, but these ain't regular keys. I'm telling you, man, like I'm applying pressure like OP, like over pressure, you feel me? Like, how can you not know that I'm the realest unicorn in the flesh? I'm versatile, like I do it all. Like I really does this shit. This was gonna happen. See, I need to stop with all them hat tricks, cause I'm not with all the capping. Living in the present, got a real gift, cause they say the boy be rapping. When I step out, it's a movie, but I'm not with all the acting. Perfecting your craft, gotta practice. That's why I'm on point just like a cactus. Give you my passion, dripping high fashion. Lights, camera, action. Only time I'm flashing, never catch me asking. Leave that for the ratchet. Only time they step is when they door dashing. Got a good memory, like a mattress. Haters, I just cut them off. Like my taxes top shelf, I'm just on another bracket. About to crash while they staying stuck in traffic. Whoa. Heard the competition think they better than me, smart and way more clever than me. Haters thought that I would never succeed. Velveeta got my cheddar to squeeze. Hoes wetter like they came from the sea. Wrote my wrongs and sent the letter to me. I owe it to myself, indebted to me. Swipe it all and give the credit to me. It's versatile, yeah, the letter is V. Hey, you know I'm in the 7 cities. Street is cold like 11 degrees. Cops will pull a gun and tell you to freeze. So blessed that it came with a sneeze. Making hits just like I'm David Ortiz. About to blow like it came with a breeze. Don't get the picture, I can paint it with ease.
Trust. You know what I do, I would take care of you. Know what I do, I would take care of you. Give you the things that we talk about. Designer things, don't find the things in life is what she want now. It's Gucci on the neck until we home and then it's all off. New jade on your lips, you love me, I would never do wrong. A feel that I'm giving my best try. Say that I'm never gonna leave, yeah. I got a feeling I know. Tying you down, you bringing me up. You don't know love, I'm filling the cup. I wanna feel it on each end. I wanna feel it on both sides, yeah. He lacked the effort, I would never focus. So I'm trying to love you, trying to give you honest. Hardest love, hardest time, honest trust. So I'm trying to love you, trying to give you honest. Hardest love, hardest time, honest trust. Hardest time, honest trust.
I've been stuck between two roads, still don't know which way to go. I'm so far from home, I can feel the distance in my soul. So can I start again this time? I won't let you deny me, run the clock again, rewind. I won't let you get by me.
Won't let you get by, I can't let you slide. Push up to your crib, I'm outside getting fried. Used to wake up by my ribs, but you done left my side. Always talking about having kids, knowing you want mine. Fly in when I land, I had to send a text. Latex was next, and she looked like my ex. Had to tell her say less, and we got straight to sex. When I'm driving, I see shadows of her silhouette. Therapy with chemo make her feel like there's still hope. Without me, got you feeling like you're back against the ropes. Going through withdrawals, you read old texts trying to cope. Don't ever fold.
I've been stuck between two roads, still don't know which way to go. I'm so far from home, I can feel the distance in my soul. So can I start again this time? I won't let you deny me, run the clock again, rewind. I won't let you get by me.
Get him, Louie.
Yo. We back. You heard.
I probably should turn my microphone on so they don't just gotta hit me through yours, right?
You probably should.
Yo, it's your boy Jay all day, no days off with a voice that's hoarse.
It's your boy Dallas President, man. It's Beyond the Mic Live. Episode
18 and the third, you heard?
18 and the third, you heard. So yeah, man, we're going to switch gears a little bit. We always gotta. Oh wait, hold on. He got a fur ball over here. We gotta cover politics, because there's always something to talk about.
No, Eden, please, no.
Eden, why you come over here?
Come on, be professional about this.
Go lay down, man.
We love you.
Down. You the homie.
Eden walking around here with a diaper on.
She tried to show y'all. Go lay down.
Listen,
go.
We should have this shit on Patreon.
You want to see
in a diaper, you gotta go to Patreon.
You want to see an American pit in a diaper?
Cutest shit you ever seen? But yeah, man, you said politics. I guess we could cover politics.
Yeah, I just think there's a couple.
Politics as usual.
The politics these days are far from usual. But
it's like you know how you ever been around like a baby and when they first learn like the word like shit or fuck or whatever, and then the baby's just running around all day shit, fuck. It's like that with Trump. He's like tariffs. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God.
You learn a new word.
Fucking guy.
Nah, yeah. So today, Trump announced additional tariffs that will go into effect next week on April 2nd. Man. He's been calling this date when massive tariffs across multiple industries are slated to begin as a great day for Americans, so he claims. The president has announced a 25% tariff on all imported cars, including American brand cars that are assembled overseas.
And most of them are now because it's cheaper to do it.
It's cheaper, right? And we're going to get into all of that. The auto industry has warned that these tariffs will raise prices for consumers significantly. Nearly half of all vehicles sold in the United States are imported. The move is part of Trump's goal to force companies to set up more factories in the United States, with many Republicans and MAGA supporters agreeing that jobs should come back to the U.S., but the infrastructure for a huge manufacturing boom doesn't currently exist and could take years to set up while Americans continue to be crushed financially. Now, the reason why I wanted to, well, not why I wanted to cover this story, but it's just, it makes no sense.
No.
Like, because we know.
He doesn't understand the adverse effects of this shit.
And we know why cars and products are manufactured in the countries that they are. It's all about cost and labor laws, or the lack thereof,
or even dodging taxes. You know, that like what they're doing with they got all the millionaires moving to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but we know that
they're like tax exempt there.
Well, we know it's not taxes when it comes to why they're manufacturing. It's simply it's manufacturing. It's you being able to charge, or to pay, I should say, a worker a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what you would pay that same person in the United States. And here's the thing. Let's say he does exactly what he's saying he wants to do. He brings back all these jobs. The cost of hiring people to build these cars is going to make the cost of each car go up in and of itself. Forget the tariff. It's going to be more expensive to buy a car because it was made here than it would be for it to continue to be made where it's at, and they just pay the tariff and pass it back and pass it down to us. Now, here's the other thing. With all these companies being billion-dollar companies, there's nothing to say that they have to pass that tariff down. And I think that's what the Republicans are hanging their hat on. It's like, well, that's up to the company to do that, but the tariff in and of itself isn't what's raising your price. It's the kickback that the company does to you as a consumer, which is true. Yeah. But what company is going to be like, oh yeah, we'll eat that for the name of our now if somebody can start a trend, you know what I'm saying? A Walmart, a Gildan, a t-shirt company, somewhere where they're importing a lot of their product using this cheap labor and say, look, we'll swallow the tariff, pause. You know what I'm saying? Then what? Then his whole idea is cooked, right? All he would be able to do is raise the tariffs higher, and then at that point, it's almost like you're being like,
he's like Oprah with the tariff. That nigga like, you get a tariff, you get a tariff.
But do you see the benefit in these companies coming back here?
No.
Because I don't see a single benefit. I don't know a single person who's like, you know what job I wish I could get? Putting tires on a 2028 Camry. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, and I get that can bring jobs, but what are they going to pay for these jobs? Well, you had people complaining about the labor of Amazon in the packages.
About to replace them with robots.
You know what I'm saying? But with the packages, you see how much labor goes into that, and they're still only getting max $15 starting, where some places people are only getting $11, and then you got workers here who are only making $7 doing less than what it would take doing more than what it would take to screw a light bulb into a car. So what they think they about to get paid?
18 years old, and I was working at California Pizza Kitchen. I had 2 kids already. You know how much I got paid when I started there?
$2.
Like $7. No, that. I made like $6.75 an hour, bro.
Bro, it's still a thing now where waitresses only get like $2 an hour.
They upped that shit for them. But like, people don't even want to go to restaurants no more. Food is so fucking expensive. Like,
you damn sure. And then now they saying, you know, the new normal is like a 20-25% tip. And it's like people can't even afford that.
It went from 10% is a normal tip to now 18% is a normal tip. Like, you gonna bump your head, nigga.
I always heard 15. I've always tipped 15, but like, it's to the point where it's like, well, shit, make that shit to go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because people can't afford. Because now it's not. You got to remember, the tip is against the price of what you paid, right? So it's like when the cost of all that go up, even if your tip price stayed the same percentage, you're still paying more because the overall cost of that meal is higher now. You know what I'm saying? Put an egg on a burger, it's going to be mad bread.
Person a little something extra for exceptional service.
No, but what I'm saying is
just implied.
Even if you give, I'm saying if you give the same 15% tip, it's still against the cost of. The cost is increasing on what you're paying that tip on.
Yeah, no matter what, the price for the food that you're buying. Yo, bro, you go through the damn drive-through, regular ass fast food. Now a couple things, that shit is $18.99. You're like, what the fuck? I got big fries, a big soda. Like, I didn't get nothing. I don't even got apple pie.
Right, and you know what's crazy? Remember back in the day in the Super Size Me era, it was like, oh, you're wrong for having these.
Oh yeah, you're
how they had the extra. Cause remember McDonald's had the Super Size.
They put and then in New York they instituted the fat people tax because of that.
Right.
So if you're drinking 3-liter sodas, if you buy 3-liter soda, it costs more because you're fat.
Right,
you buy big giant.
It was literally you like Supersize Me. That's what it said. You the big ass.
Rest
now,
in peace to that
now at least, well, one, imagine what size that would be now relative to today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How much it would cost?
Bro, it costs like $4 for a large Baja Blast at Taco Bell. Just to get a large Baja Blast, it's like $3.79 for a medium or $4 for a large. Like I buying a soda at the movies.
If I'd buy more into this if Trump also addressed that part of it, the labor part of it, what it means and how like that,
understand it.
Because that there's a reason why people don't manufacture here, and the only reason is for the labor.
Yo, you think all that merch that he makes is made in America? I'm talking
no,
about
none of it he wears is
I'm talking about like when he had like the Trump steaks and the Trump this and the Trump that. That shit you think it was made here? No way.
But that's the thing. And then with cars, I mean, I guess the used car market is about to boom.
Again.
Again.
I got a Toyota Tercel with $375,000. No more offers. I know what I have.
No, I mean that's what's about to be. That's what's about to happen. The e-bikes and all of it. It's about to rocket.
People are gonna adapt. They're gonna, and then again, people are just gonna stop spending their money.
And I don't think a company is going to pay a single dollar against them tariffs. I think they're going to put that whole 25% slam back on the customer.
It literally goes into the price.
Like I don't think any company is going to.
When you buy cars, says tax, tags, registration, and now it's going to say and tariff.
And tariff, yep. And they're gonna be like, damn, why is it this price? That fucking 25% on a $28,000 car is a lot of goddamn money.
Trump's gonna have he's gonna have an in vitro baby and name him Tariff.
Because keep in mind now too, what you would consider as an entry level car is gonna be the price of a mid-sized sedan.
No, we can't get. Remember the cool freaking? You showed me that cool electric car.
Oh, in China.
That it was eating them speed bumps like it was nothing, and then they showed the Beamer, and the Beamer was struggling. The freaking Audi was struggling.
Now, albeit all of those are foreign cars, so it don't matter which one is good.
Then all these rappers that love their foreigns, they got to start driving
Hondas. I mean, not Hondas, Fords.
Yeah, like Ford Mustangs and freaking Chevys.
But they're already driving the Hellcats and shit, so that's all they care about.
Trump is pushing Hyundai because he's like, Hyundai's making their cars in America, so he's going to be pushing Hyundai and Tesla. And Tesla just had to recall every single one of them Cybertrucks because the bumpers is falling off because they hold them shits on with glue.
Gas pedals getting stuck.
$100,000 vehicle.
Shit is crazy, man.
I'm not mad at you though, Elon. You can still send us one free.
And we'll drive that shit to the wheels fall off.
We'll drive that shit, and we'll drive it until the bumper falls off, and
then we'll still drive it.
We'll use foam.
We'll foam on it.
We'll foam that bitch. We'll find a gypsy in the parking lot of AutoZone, and we'll get it right.
That's funny. But now we keep it with politics, man. I think
there's more. There's more buffoonery to cover, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody should have heard of this story by now. I mean, but I've been intrigued by it because I just can't believe the.
I feel like we're in the group too.
It makes
me feel like I'm part of the group.
I feel like I'm not shocked that I'm not mad that it happened. Like mistakes happen, right? I'm just mad at the fact that they think we're all stupid.
Yeah, like
and that they downplaying it. Like if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't be a different reaction. But just to get into what we're talking about, the other day, The Atlantic reported that one of their journalists was added to a Signal group chat that included high-ranking officials from the Trump administration. The group reportedly discussed sensitive military plans, including details about an airstrike in Yemen. The journalist Jeffrey Goldberg later revealed the incident that has since been dubbed Signalgate, because there's always a name. The chat included figures like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And if they all walked into a bar, I'd walk out.
Not little Marco.
It alleged that operational details such as targets and attack sequences were shared in the chat. While officials have denied sharing classified information, the incident has raised questions about the use of Signal for government communications. The National Security Council is now reviewing the breach, and the event has been criticized as a lapse in national security protocols. The use of Signal though secure is not approved for classified discussions. The situation has reignited debates about cybersecurity and the handling of sensitive information. Now, listen.
I guess if like Taliban and ISIS could use Signal to conduct their business, I mean,
we can too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, my thing with this is like, and if anyone has been following along this story, you can comment. They had the House and Senate both held hearings over the last couple of days, today and yesterday, addressing this amongst other things, and all of the people involved, or most of them, were there in the room, or a few of them were there in the room at this hearing, and they all acted like nothing was wrong with the fact that a journalist would be added to a conversation about war plans, times, and all of that.
Well, like literally, we're about to slide.
Like literally the times. Like, yo, we about to slide in 20 minutes. We'll leave it in 20 minutes. We'll get there in an hour. The bomb's gonna fall about 3 minutes after that. Like, complete details.
Kind of bombs we rocking with. We're using these Jones. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all can tell us in the chat. We're not. I don't know. Maybe you do work for the FBI or the government, but do you consider like war plans confidential? Like, that gotta be classified.
Like, don't get more classified.
Don't get more classified than that. And then so a lot of they all sat up there and basically said no, they didn't feel like anything was done wrong, and that everybody was tripping over nothing.
Mistakes, and he's doing a good job. And like we're at fucking Costco.
But they were all under oath and were asked plain and simple: did you discuss, or was confidential information exchanged in this meeting? And they all basically said no. So at the very end, because I watched most of both hearings yesterday and today. I watched both hearings yesterday and today, and what I'll say is that there was just like zero like accountability for what took place.
Yeah, like no repercussions.
Like
yo, what if this happened with Biden? You'd be like, oh, this old lunatic with Alzheimer's, he shit the bed again. Look at him. You know what I mean?
No,
he would literally, like, he would make this into like the biggest talking point that ever talking pointed in the history of talking points. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, in fact, and I think that can be said for any Democrat had they been involved.
Yeah, like if the shoe
we've
was on the
seen
other foot.
We've seen the shoe on the other foot.
Like,
we've seen what happened with Hillary.
You know what I'm saying?
Hillary's emails.
Yeah.
Like even how crazy they went on Hunter Biden in that laptop, who has nothing to do with shit. Like, nobody cares about.
A drug-addled buffoon.
Right. Nobody cares about Hunter
Biden.
Biden.
He's a crackhead. All right, that's cool. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Right. And they went ham over that. So the idea that, this is not a big deal is just on its face whatsoever.
But if it was another person, it would be totally different. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me. And that's the way he's trying to get rid of judges who don't agree with him, and like, man, and I don't want to sit here and sound like a disgruntled, but like, dude, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, down is up, left is right, like over here right now.
Right,
look at the world we're living right now. Look at the world we're in. Look this way. Bro.
Nah, I mean, because my thing is, and you can see the messages on the screen, right? So this is what.
There's no way.
This is what.
Like,
look at this. Time now, 11:44. Weather's favorable. 12:15. The F-18s will launch. At 1:35, the bombs will start falling.
If a rapper did this, he'd be buried under the jail.
Right. The RICO will be open tomorrow morning. But like, and my thing too is like beyond just them not wanting to be wrong, because that seems like that's all this is. They're taking the page out of Trump's playbook,
just taking no accountability.
where it's like, no, we could do no evil, we can't do no wrong. Like, we're never wrong, we're always right, and that just
never happened.
And I just think that's where the failure comes in, right? Because this was low hanging fruit. You could have easily said,
"Yeah, my
it
bad.
was an accident, my bad."
Just own it.
And then the reason why we even got this much information is because the Atlantic and the reporter had to show that they weren't full of shit, because they went up there and said none of this happened. Said none of this shit happened. Then the Secretary of Defense went on TV and called the dude a moron. Basically, said he was a low budget journalist and a whole bunch of other shit.
And that's what made him.
And then they asked him. One of the congressmen at the hearing yesterday asked the question, since nothing was confidential, if old boy wanted to just release the transcript, could you tell us right here, right now, that there will be no repercussions for him doing so? And they, of course, I defer to the Department of Justice or blah, blah, the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Where the answer should have just been, I know what I stand on what I said.
Yo, bro, the punch.
And then they talking in emojis.
The fire emoji is just beyond me.
And then there was
like a 17-year-old kid talking to his dad.
And the sad part is like there was a Republican congressman who, when they referenced the emojis, he thought it was funny to say, oh, I always use fire emojis when I'm talking about killing terrorists. And it's just like, bro, and again, to me, from somebody on the outside who I think I would be a broker of peace if I was in this position, it's just such, and I'll say it again, low-hanging fruit to be like, yo, that's not funny. Because the idea would be that we stem what's causing the radicalization of these people so that we stop having to kill anybody altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like, not, we joke about the terrorists we killed. And half these terrorists will have never done anything to like us. You know what I'm saying? And that's a point that Ukraine made in that meeting. Zelensky made when he met with them.
So dirty in that meeting, bro.
Well,
like,
he made the point of, you guys don't ever have to feel it because you have the Atlantic Ocean in between you and all the bullshit.
And your nearest enemies.
You know what I'm saying? Where we have to deal with our enemy right up close, right up front. And when he said that, Trump, took offense to it. Like, you're not going to tell me what we got to worry about. But then I think the reason why he reacted that way is because he know that that's true. And I just hate to think that we keep playing this bully ball and the chicken's going to come home to roost and we going to be at the end of that.
Yeah, like they all going to, okay, so, how I said I be studying these YNs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So in some instances, there's like sets that have beef with each other. But, to defeat a greater enemy, they're like, man, fuck it, we're going to merge. And then now the set name changes to, I guess, whatever, an acronym of both the sets or whatever. And that now there's no more beef because we got to go get at these guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, you don't think that's going to happen at some point? We're tired of our bullshit? China's not far behind. I venture to say they're like beating us in a lot of...
The only thing that makes Americans think that China isn't ahead is our own propaganda. Because China has been, their Navy's bigger now. They've always had more people in their army. You know what I'm saying? They're coming up, and that was a lot of the questioning in that hearing as well, was about China's advancements in cyber and this AI shit and how they're doing everything we're doing at a fraction of the budget. And they think that AI and even like Russia delving into satellite technology to shoot satellites out the sky.
Yeah, because that's why the Space Force.
All this shit that we're no longer the ones in first place anymore, and I feel like that's been evident on a lot of fronts lately. And I can't remember the point.
We're not even going to talk about how China's been punishing this country with corporate espionage for decades.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They've been knocking us off for decades, and then getting paid to make stuff that we sell here to our people as well.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that 90% of the technology in this room right now is made in China or somewhere. Shenzhen, yeah, 100%. Right. Facts. Well, I think the biggest threat that we don't talk about enough when we talk about a cyber threat is like the power grid.
EMP.
And something like that, because we're so when you look at something like TikTok, because I think people have been looking at TikTok different, the wrong way. I think that if China was using TikTok as a tool, it's kind of like bringing bugs to a light and then zapping them. I feel like that's what they're doing with shit like TikTok, where
or
it's
like
they're making us
kind of experiment
right, where they're making us so dependent on it.
Because their TikTok's
they're
not
making
like
it dependent. No, that's why they monetize. Yeah. If you go on TikTok and you look and see how many people are monetizing on that shit and how connected their lives have become
and all that shit.
And how connected their lives have become to TikTok. Imagine if China just says no more. Mm-hmm. And then like half the people who are making their living off of that shit, it's over for them. Same thing happened a few years ago when Facebook and Instagram went down for like 6 hours. People went nuts. People were jumping off of buildings.
Know how to breathe. Like, oh, yo, is your IG working? Yo, bro, my IG's not working. I remember how many times people hollered at me about that. Yo, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little stressed out too, because that was how I was promoting my business.
But that's my point, right?
There was so many people, yeah.
That's my point. That's why even like with the Haven, I'm so like we're blessed to have a brick and mortar spot.
Yeah.
Internet go out. Hey, you know where everybody gonna be. Same thing happened during COVID when everything was shut down. We were the spot that was popping because we had a physical spot. You can't party in Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can't socialize. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like interact with people in a meaningful way through just social media. And I feel like they're creating a codependency between us and social media, like us as a people, especially here in America, where when they cut it off or when the lights go out, or if the power grid gets struck, bro, we're doomed.
It's over.
We're doomed. Like I think about how cold it be in here when we walk in after not being in here for a few years. Like, woo, shit.
Yeah.
And then you cut the heater on, like, you know what I'm saying, you good. If that option's not there no more.
I think it takes 3 days without food and water shit for people to start trying to kill each other for food and water and toilet paper.
And there's not enough people paying attention and thinking about it from that perspective, because I feel like for the last, 200 years or however long, we've been creating
on the hog too.
We've been living just like riding high, bro. We just been riding high at the expense of so many
people been
other people.
For us to, like imagine how many 12-year-olds it takes to make every pair of Jordans we be rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and now imagine how much Jordan's about to cost.
Yeah.
If those tariffs ever hit sneakers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody needs to just start paying more and more attention. Get you a bug out bag.
Wear Hey Dudes.
Be ready. Get you some, start filling up your pantries. And this is not me being dramatic.
Real shit, bro.
This is somebody.
This is real shit.
I like to think of ourselves as like little junior journalists, and we read and follow this shit every day. We might have been gone, but we've had every episode that we've missed has been written.
Yeah, we're up to speed.
We just don't go back because it's daily shit. But I say that to say we're up to speed, and this shit is looking dreary. We're not young men, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen when things were nowhere near like this.
I grew up in the South Bronx in the 90s, bro, and I feel like I was more sure that of myself, my life and shit, and like my future then, and that I wasn't at all. Like, just to be clear, like I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I feel like I was way less worried about, my president doing some crazy shit. My president was
right.
My president flooded our country with crack though, just so we.
Yeah, but they never liked us. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not the right hue.
My thing, like I was talking to my girl yesterday. Shout out to my girl.
Talas.
But I was talking to her yesterday and about how like coming up, like how our teachers like how we had an assembly every morning.
Yeah.
And during that assembly, we sung the greatest love of all, the Black National Anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and that might have been.
Man, what the fuck you went to school? Alvin Ailey School for
I went to
talented.
I went to PS 399, Stanley Eugene Clark Elementary School.
A curriculum.
Albemarle Road, man, Flatbush, Brooklyn. Shout out to.
We have an assembly every now and then.
Dead ass every morning from kindergarten.
Wow.
To 5th grade, so 6 years, we would do every morning. You walk in,
salute the flag and shit, right?
Pledge allegiance to the flag, all that, and then we'd sing that "Greatest Love of All" by Whitney Houston.
How was this in the curriculum?
It was a way to keep the kid to make us. We used to have a saying that we had a saying that said, "I am somebody, I can, and I will achieve." Right.
So positive reinforcement.
It was. I mean that, and just like. just trying to instill the right thing in us, I guess. That
I don't
belief.
remember any of this cool shit.
I feel like a lot of schools in inner city New York did that though. I don't know if it was just mine that did all three. I know they did the national anthem.
Yeah, my school didn't do that, bro.
Bro, like they made sure. I mean, I know all my teachers' names from kindergarten to 5th grade. You know what I'm saying?
I only know like 2 of them.
I would go back and see it. And the only reason that connection was there is because of those things.
Those teachers actually gave a shit too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they did. And
they weren't selling the students vapes and shit and
not or trying to have sex. You saw the shit with the lady with the scream mask.
This is the same with like these young niggas killing themselves.
It's crazy.
Every week there's a different white chick letting these young niggas run train on them.
But I think that's something that's missing. I think, and then when you look at what he's doing, what Trump's done with the Department of Education and what they're trying to do, stripping away
like
all of this shit. It's scary, man. And it's like this next generation, they know that, excuse me, they know that they only have 4 years to work. And they're doing everything they can to get as much of that Project 25 agenda set in place. And I think we as parents
are like lining up
and community, that's what I was going to say earlier. Remember Meteor Man? You ever see the movie Meteor Man?
Is that what
Robert Townsend?
Yeah.
With the
Black superhero.
So there was a group in that junk called the Vice Lords. Remember they had the gold hair.
That's a New York
and they
Vice
had the kid, or they were called the Lords, or what, no, it was like the Golden Lords, whatever. But they had they had gold hair and they had kids in it, and they would just torment the neighborhood, right? Yep. And it got to the point where it was like, yo, like who's gonna stand up for us, right? And then Media Man tried, you know what I'm saying? They beat his ass, you know what I mean? But then the community came out with like pots and pans and started to fight back against.
Where's Bernie Sanders when you meet him?
He's out there, he's trying. But you know what I'm saying? My point being is like it's that time of waiting for the next election to come around that's too long. Like, and I'm not saying we need to bear arms and nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to start getting. We need to just start. Get your hand on my pocket.
Don't get Malcolm down here.
We need to just start paying more attention and doing the little things we can as people with voices to use them. Talk to your representatives. At least know who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, write a letter. You know what I mean? Go to a local town hall, whether they show up or not. And these are things we're gonna be hosting a town hall here. We're not really sure when, but we are gonna be hosting a community town hall to kind of talk about some of this stuff.
Yeah, man.
And see what, because we gotta be the change. You gotta be the change you want to see. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we need more local young voices we need more young people to be privy to what's going on so that we can start to do what we can to kind of fight back against this shit. Because by the time 2028 come around, we ain't gonna have shit.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You know what, to add on to what you said about like who's gonna step up or whatever. You know, we can't overlook the dude in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Democrats. They flipped the state Senate seat in the Trump district. You know what I mean?
I saw that.
So the Democrats are 2 for 2 in Pennsylvania last night after regaining majority in the state house. Mm-hmm. Democrats have flipped a seat in the Senate through Republicans. Though the Republicans still, District 36 has been a deep red district since 1979. And in the 2024 election, the county was plus 15 for Trump. So, you know, these guys, you know, taking these 2 seats is really important. And, you know, so I feel like we should, you know, shout them out, man. Shout out to the fam. And so James Malone, he's the first Democrat to win the seat in nearly 50 years. So shout out to the homie James Malone.
Yeah, I believe there's another election coming up in Wisconsin or somewhere. I can't remember, where it's another situation like that where it's a chance for a Democrat to take another seat. But yeah, we definitely have to stay vigilant. Yeah. And shout out to you. We see y'all in the comments. Lift every voice and sing. Yeah, we sung that every day.
Shout out Mama Love.
That's what my mom said. PS399 was the best ever. Assembly every day was a beautiful affirmation for the youth.
Yeah, like that's what I say with like affirmations. That's what I was
affirming that we could do it. And you know, up until, you know, the last of the teachers I knew retired, anytime I was in New York, you know, on a weekday, I would go up there and spend time. And it was funny because over the years you would see how they were just losing that grip on on the kids because it got to a point where the kids was having kids. So
bro,
like
I
now,
was smoking cigarettes with my guidance counselor in the 6th and 7th grade, Newports.
Yeah,
you used to drive a Honda CRX. Shout out to Mr. Zirkle.
You were doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, I was fucked. I used to sell weed to my science teacher in the 7th grade. I forgot his name, but
well, they
were
saying
like
that
chiclets that were dipped in butter.
She would say that you call a kid's parent or a kid goes home and tells a parent that the teacher told him to sit down or made him sit in the corner. The mom the mom ready to go up there and crash out. You know what I'm saying? So
his father don't even talk to him ever.
So
you can't talk to him that way.
Facts.
I cut you.
But yeah, man, we about to move on to this last story before we get up out of here. We're gonna change. We're gonna change it up a little bit, but we had to talk about this because nobody hating on my man. Man, this Drake has something to do with this.
Man.
But
hey,
Drake. But yeah, man. So the Super Bowl halftime show by Kendrick.
That sounds like a cool ass show on a Chinese network. Happy fun time.
Yeah, so the FCC got 125 complaints.
FCC won't let them be, bro.
Won't let me be me, so let me be.
Crazy.
But yeah, so a bunch of complaints came through. I mean, I will say,
to be exact,
I will say, of all the people who watched the Super Bowl, 125 is not terrible.
Yeah. He broke Michael Jackson's record with the views too. So like, come on.
But so some of the key complaints.
13 gajillion people saw 125 people mad. Those numbers are good.
For one, there's 5 things that
5 main things.
There's 5 main things that they found in these. So the first one we'll go with was explicit content.
Okay.
So viewers criticized his use of explicit language and provocative dance moves, which they deemed inappropriate for a family-friendly event.
Their hips were too rhythmic?
Too rhythmic.
Okay.
Some parents expressed frustration, stating that they had to send their children out the room due to the performance. Now, look,
my God, it was too racy.
It was too crazy. It was too crazy.
It was too suggestive.
The second thing was perceived bias.
Too much melanin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could be like the dude in
far too much melanation.
The anger interpreter for Obama.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, be professional. I got it.
The exclusive use, so perceived bias, and they said the exclusive use of black performers led some viewers to label the show as racist and anti-white.
Yo, that means that it was too much DEI involved, and there was not enough Anglo activity in the activities.
Facts.
Yeah, I got you.
And then it said complaints also included kind of what you just said, objections to the lack of racial diversity and accusations of discrimination.
This sounds like DEI.
But here's my thing is, you don't know who worked on what. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that goes into a show like that. I'm sure there was a white person somewhere involved.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? Somewhere involved. We're the minority, white folks. Don't forget that. We are the minority, not y'all.
And we're not saying we don't like you guys.
But it's also when you're putting...
It's the same like with us.
This is
some of our people are assholes. Some of your people are assholes.
And that's also when you get in a position, you can decide, right?
Yeah.
Just like they've done, just like you have done as white folks. When you got your position, you pick the people who you wanted around you. You know what I'm saying? We doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many FCC complaints Beyonce got, but I'm pretty sure she had a majority.
She was
black.
very rhythmic and very African American,
you know what I'm saying?
On TV as well.
So then the third one, that was under the perceived bias. Yeah, the
third
one was
this is crazy. You
anti.
What you're talking about over there? This is my guy.
The other guy, the audience, anti-American themes. A visual featuring a split American flag was criticized as divisive and anti-American. Now my thing is, I always thought it was that you weren't supposed to ever deface the flag. And I've seen Trump's face on the flag. I've seen flags be used in all types of fucked up ways in regards to MAGA. And not to draw a comparison, but just let's be honest, there's nobody who's respecting them. I've seen people burning the flag, all types of shit. So,
I'm pretty sure Drake sent all of these complaints.
Well, number 4. The Drake diss. Lamar's performance of Not Like Us included lyrics targeting Drake, which some viewers interpreted as accusing him of being a pedophile, which...
Say Drake.
I heard he liked them young. But anyway, at least 10 complaints focused on Lamar's alleged use of the platform to settle a personal vendetta against Drake. Now, keep in mind, these are all probably Drake fans.
The
and
biggest
probably
song of history
in a long time.
This generation's lean back.
Yeah, like I don't ever skip it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on. I wish I knew how to do the crib walk.
And this one's kind of funny. Serena Williams' appearance.
And that was for her to get back at her
Serena
Drake sent them shit.
Serena faced criticism for her dance moves, with some viewers bizarrely linking them to gang affiliation. So you know, white folks was like, oh no, that's the walk they do.
You ever seen Gangs of New York?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking no black gangs in that shit.
Fucking Godfather.
Bizarro world.
Yeah, so the halftime show was one of the most watched in history, with 133.5 million viewers tuning in. Despite the backlash, the number of complaints was relatively small compared to past performances, such as Jennifer Lopez and Shakira's 2020 show, which drew 1,300 complaints. How many complaints did that titty get when Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake popped that shit out? Because how is that not number one? That should be the number one.
I don't even remember the titty. Was it good?
She had like a little star nipple covering
like
over it.
Titty, right?
No, it was like a pasty of a sun.
Oh.
And with the nipple coming through the middle of it.
Yo, you know that shit. You remember that shit vividly, nigga. You got a photographic memory.
I was there when it happened. He ripped the shit off. Boom. That's a titty.
Yo, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. And fuck y'all 125 people. You know
but Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, I do remember that being a real sexy show.
Yeah.
Like
gyrating.
A lot of gyration.
But yeah, I feel like he was 125 people were mad at the melanation.
I mean, the fact that it even made news with just 125 people shows you that Drake did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Drake probably hired somebody. He probably hired 125,000 people to complain. But then only 120. So that
shit kind of bonkers.
But then they had to follow through with it. Like, they had to still make the news story because he also paid them to put the news story out. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, but Drake seems like the type of person that would do some shit like that. But yeah, man, listen.
I feel like that's the real zone.
That's it, man.
We did it. You happy?
We did an episode. It's been like it's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I got the plague.
Feels good to be back, man.
I'm still plaguish.
But we have good news and bad news. The good news is we coming back for season 3.
Yeah.
The bad news is this might be the last episode before that. We haven't really decided yet. We might give you one more.
Maybe.
We might not.
No.
But
a lot of these people.
We might. We got a couple days. But once we do that last episode, if it's not this episode, the next one will definitely be the last episode for season 2. We're throwing a big launch event, throwing a big little shindig.
So if you've been on the show, you should probably pull up. We really would like
send an invite to April 4th.
We ain't fight nobody, right?
April 4th is going to be
welcome.
April 4th is going to be the first Friday house party, but also the celebration of us going into season 3 of Beyond the Mic Live. So we're gonna have some artists here who featured with us before. We're gonna have a lot of dope performances. The weather should be good by then. It's starting to turn around this weekend, I think. So definitely stay tuned for that. Beyond the Mic Live season 3 coming at you in a few weeks.
So much new shit.
We are going to take some time off for the show as we revamp and do some new things to bring to y'all. But between now and then, keep your head up, man. It's your boy Dallas the President.
It's your boy Jay all day, no days off.
You know
with a voice that's hoarse.
It's Beyond the Mic Live. You heard? We up out of here.